everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 46 of Direwolf20's Let's Play of Stoneblock3. Where today I've made lots of hemp seeds. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of hemp seeds. Tons and tons of hopper botany pots, making hemp seeds like crazy, with three, count them three, plus a fourth, dark matter pedestal, all tick accelerating things like crazy. It's all moving so fast, because remember, the nodes are also getting tick accelerated, so it's very short-lived that the industrial hemp fiber lives in there long enough that you get to see it. But it's there, and we can see that by looking at this. See how much industrial hemp fiber we're getting? A lot better than it was before. Remember how slow this was before? Things are better now. So much better. So much better. And this thing's working out beautifully. As you can see, tough fabric is going in there and being produced. And if we pop out of here, we will see things continuing to run by looking at this, and we'll see it's making a bunch of balloons pretty frequently, actually. Unfortunately, we still need 720 balloons. I feel like this should be like 72. This one should be... The balloon neutronium compressor is far and away, I would say, the most demanding, because most of the other neutronium, singularity crafts, the numbers make sense for how complex the craft is. Like, polonium's 3, right? Like, polonium could be even higher if you wanted it to be. It's not that big of a deal. But neutronium compressor, like for balloons, I feel like this number's off. It should be a tenth of what it is. If I were balancing the pack, I would have made it 72 over instead of 170 or 720, because it's just a lot. Even with this ridiculous number going on, and I've been letting the game idle for like maybe half an hour to an hour, we've got about 10 of them. But we've got enough to make our first ingot. So let's go see if we are cool to make an ingot. What do you say? So now's the ultimate test. Will our automations work? Let's find out. And a loopy spoon right in the middle of my thing. So what it has to do is make all the catalysts in order to make the ingot, right? So we still have a handful left to make here. But it all should go pretty nicely. And remember, there's no tick accelerating of this stuff. Sorry. I don't think so, at least. And then the next batch is there and ready to go. Not too shabby. And then once the last batch goes in and it's empty again, which is... Oh, now it's making the endless pearls that we're going to need, I guess. And then the real question, because I had a lot of stew left over, the real question is, will I be able to make an Infinity Ingot with no resources pre-crafted, right? Because stew was kind of already there. I didn't have to actually make any stew. But in theory, it should be fine. In theory, maybe. Maybe. Stew might get gummed up with the neutronium nugget, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. If it does, then we'll just deal with it somehow. I'm not sure how, but we'll come up with a plan. Now we're making more of these bad boys. So we've got 3 more to go in total, I want to say-ish. We're going to make another Endest Pearl now. And now he's waiting for the Endest Pearl to be done before he makes the next catalyst. There it goes. And now we're done with this, so in theory, this part should be going next. And since this is my first time testing this, I don't know if I did this right. Did I miss something here? I did. That's pretty cool. Look at it go! Alright. Not too shabby. We've got our first... Dun, dun, dun. Loving it. We just completed Infinity Ingot. And that completes the entire chapter of Densus Infinitas. And I get a random reward for that? Come on. Come on, FTB. You could have given me something good for doing that whole chapter. I think, again, if I were developing a quest one, especially if I had random rewards for quest rewards, I would make it so that the last item in an entire chapter would at least give you something epic. But that's just me. So hey, that worked. We have Infinity Ingots. Now I can't make another one, I assume, because I'm short on balloon singularities, of course. But all our other automations should be in a pretty good place. I mean, there's obviously some things that still need, some fine tuning, right? I made this thing tick accelerate, so that's cool at least. There's just some stuff, right? There's just some stuff. I could probably move this into here, but whatever. There's a few things, right? Pig iron being one of them, right? That's still clearly doing its thing. A little bit slow. If I had to accelerate any of these, would. Now, let's talk about what are we going to do with this Infinity Ingot? Because that's an exceptional question, and I haven't entirely decided how I'm going to play this out yet. I will tell you guys that I will not be making every single item in this pack. Just not going to happen, right? Because the number of Infinity Ingots that we're going to need is pretty severe. We're going to need 8 just to get a transmutation tablet. And then if we wanted to do the ultimate armor, we would need boots, which needs a lot. We would need legs, which needs a lot, right? There's just kind of a stupid amount of Infinity Ingots that we need for all these things. And I'm just not going to do that because when I'm playing a pack and recording it for YouTube and doing these videos, it's more about the journey than the destination, to borrow a phrase that's common and popular. But the real answer is just, at this point, like, I've automated all the things. So the only thing I can do is repeat the automations you've already seen, right? And the balloons was a little bit of that. The whole last episode with the balloons, right? So at this point, you guys have seen me automate all these pieces. So I have two options. I can either A, sit around and let the game idle until it's produced enough Infinity resources to make it, right? Or B, start ramping up certain Infinity Catalyst resources so that we can get enough. So what I think I'm going to do is just like pick one or two, decide to check them out, and then probably call it a day. Because I'm not going to make every single one of these, right? I'm not going to... I would need hundreds of Infinity Ingots just to make it all work. And... no. Probably not going to work out. One Infinity Ingot was enough. I feel accomplished. What I wouldn't mind doing is maybe the tablet, just to call it good. I almost want to check out these boots because they look Sonic speed is all it says on there. I like the look of that. Like, that's hilarious to me. And I kind of want to try it just to see what it's like, but we'll see. I don't know. I have to decide. So let me do this. Let's get another Infinity Ingot. Are we there yet? No, we're still missing 6. We need 6 more balloon singularities. So despite the ridiculous speed at which we're producing balloons, it's still not enough, right? By any stretch. So my guess is it'll take about 10 or 15 minutes at this rate to produce enough balloon singularities to make a single Infinity Ingot. Because, yeah, I would say that's probably a good guess. It looks like we need 11 in total, right? Is that what we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, and 11 in total. Just to make one Infinity Ingot. So if I wanted to make almost anything that needs the Infinity Ingots, can the Infinity Block be used for anything? Not really, just for funds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, definitely more than 8. So basically, almost anything that's going to need Infinity Ingots is going to need at least 8, if not more. The tablet is kind of what I think would be fun to make. Technically, I would say this is the least useful thing to make, if I was being honest. And the reason for that being is that we have an unlimited amount of transmutation tables, and we can just place them whenever we want them, right? Because they have an EMC value. So like I've been doing is, I'm in a room, I need a table, so I just plop it down, and then we're good. Between that and the compressed EMC links, I don't see a need for the tablet. The tablet's just kind of a nice to have. So I don't know that if I was like going through this and saying I want to make everything, this would probably be one of the last ones I make because I see it not being super useful. Again, just my opinion, right? I mean, sure, it's nice to be able to have it, and I might do it just to make this the goal for me. But like I said, I'm not going to do everything. Sorry. All right, let's wait a few minutes for some more balloon singularities to pop in. It's taken a while, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to see if there's something I can do to speed it up. But I can't honestly think of much. Because, frankly, it's pretty much, it is what it is. The only other thing I can think of maybe doing is just another dark matter pedestal and a watch. I don't know if you have to charge that before you put it on there, by the way, but it doesn't hurt. You know, I could just spam more watches and pedestals. There's got to be a diminishing return at some point on that, right? Like, I can't just keep spamming watches. Or can I? I don't know. I have no idea. We're starting to hit the impact of the RF, so that's kind of a good sign. Like I said, I don't know if it makes a difference. But it doesn't hurt. Waiting for this guy to finish. Incomplete watch. There we go. Watch of flowing time. I mean, it's keeping it at a full stack. So that's kind of cool, at least. That's, you know, a little bit faster. A little bit faster. Not bad. Out there. I just want to make sure that you guys, nothing here is limiting anything. Yeah, no, you're good. The only thing I can imagine doing is maybe putting a stocking mode for industrial hemp fiber here. I wonder if anything here is backstopping. Not really, right? Doesn't look like anything's gummed up. I would actually like to see a backstuffing of the stuff. What I could do I'll think about it. We got a lot of pedestals going with a lot of watches. I think at this point we just kind of need to be patient and see where things take us. So give me a few minutes. I'll wait for the next ingot, and we'll come back and craft it together and see how gummed up things get with my auto crafting setup. Because I'm pretty sure something's gonna fail here with this doing so many crafts, and it's probably gonna be neutronium nugget related. All right, so we should be at the number 11 mark. As soon as this is done, this is the last one that I need for the auto crafting. Boom. So now I should be able to do Infinity Ingot. Now that has a lot to craft. It might even have to craft some meatballs and maybe some stew. I don't know. Stew's available. I probably don't want to break it on purpose. Let's go see if meatballs broke it. You're doing those things. Okay, cool. Not bad. Remember, I could take accelerate probably this thing if I needed to, but I think we're actually pretty good. I think it's moving fast enough. Yeah. I'm curious how perfect this automation is. Because the other thing I could do, if I really wanted to super idle it, is I could be like, hey, keep, 20 of these in stock. And I imagine this would start crafting as soon as it was capable of crafting. If this automation was perfect, I might do that, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I suspect stew is going to be a problem. And my watches keep coming up. I don't know why. Probably something MBT related would be my guess. Okay. And then how are my balloons doing now? So we're mid-craft on this, and we've already made 2 more balloon singularities. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. And everything else is full stacked at 64. So, you know, doing pretty good. Now you're doing some foodstuffs. Is that meatballs? Yeah, see, Nugget went up top there. Told you Nugget would be a problem. Yeah, cosmic meatballs with the Nugget's gonna be a problem. I could move the cosmic meatball recipe to over there. I could. I could move the cosmic meatball recipe to over there. And that would probably solve that problem. That plan. Let me do that. Let me look at the meatball recipe. Because that should be pretty easy to move. Right, what I'll do is I'll just do, I'm not sure if it's what it is, but all I have to do really is do raw, is that pork chop first, and then beef, mutton, cod, salmon, and then we look up fish, and it's going to be the tropical and the puffer, and then back to raw. We've got rabbit, and then chicken, and then rotten flesh. And we don't have to remove them from over there because we're moving the pattern, so it doesn't matter, right? Egg, and neutronium nugget. And then this guy can get the sensor for orange. And then we can do our meatball recipe in here, and he'll start crafting. Yes. Are you working? Why aren't you working? Did I miss something? No. I wonder if it's a sidedness thing. Or if it's a shaped recipe kind of thing. I don't think it is, right? That. Flesh, eye, egg, nugget. That should be cool. Yeah. I mean, I do have an output of the thing, right? But you know what? No, I never put a output on orange. There we go. I never set that up. I didn't need to for the other recipe because the other recipe completely filled the board. If you completely fill up all the crafters, it starts the recipe crafting automatically. But since we're not filling it completely, I now need that. So that's cool. So now we're cooking again. Nice. And then the other one I was worried about was the stew, right? How many lines of stew? Stew's a lot. Stew's more than 5. So, stew may or may not need his own. So how are balloons doing now? That's the next question that I don't know the answer to. Balloons are at 4. See? Still slow. Balloons are stopped. Why are balloons stopped? Eh? You're out of power. I'm surprised to see that. Though I guess because I sped it up so much now, this guy's really gumming up. And he really does not like being tick accelerated, I don't think. Yeah, that's your problem, is you don't like being tick accelerated at all. Ding. What if I put this up here? Would that be far enough away from that, you think? Hey. Nope, not far enough. If we went a couple blocks taller, we could go up here. That would probably be a good attempt. And then you'll get that and that and that and that. And hopefully you're far enough away. Yes, you are. Awesome. Cool. And then what we can do is trash can the top. Okay. And then we can have this guy actually be both sides. Okay. And then we can have a fluid extract on the back. And we could have a fluid insert on the back here. And that would be cool. Just wondering if you're fast enough. That's the problem, is he may not be fast enough to keep up with our needs here now. Yep, I think that's going to gum us up a little bit. And you can't really be tick accelerated too well, so let me get more pyrolyzers then. Do pyrolyzers have an EMC? They do. Easy peasy. Okay. And then what I can do is do this with more trash cans. Right? And then get these guys and these guys. You can be this. You can be that. And then you'll do the same. You're going to insert coal, right? So realistically, you really only need to output out the top and that, right? Auto output on the top, and then input output on the back. Cool. And then you're going to have insert on white, filter coal. Insert on white, filter coal. And then you'll have energy and extract energy and extract. And then you bind to these two, and then you guys should all be cooking now. And we'll see if that's enough creosote oil. And if it's not, then we'll have to do another batch of 3 right above it. And we could auto dump to the trash cans below. But if we give this a few minutes, we'll see if that's enough. It probably won't be, though, I would guess. All right, 3 more coming in. There you go. More pyrolyzers. And then you need these guys, and you need these guys, and you need at least these guys. Flux. Linkage amplifiers, unfortunately, don't have an EMC value. I think Electrum does, though, right? There you go. Okay. What? How come they have a line for them? I don't know. Wasn't that weird? That was weird, right? All right. Now, I think we'll probably be good after that batch. That should be cool. Definitely producing a lot of creosote oil. Are you not fast enough, extractor? No, you're fast enough. So that means you're being kept up? All right, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Oh, wow. Balloons aren't moving fast enough. Oh. Balloons aren't even moving fast enough. That's exciting. On the down. Probably going to need some overclockers. Oh my goodness. Oh, right, you do that when you do that. Yeah, because it was temporarily inserting. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, that looks pretty good. For me. All right, and we want the wheat. I think we're doing pretty good here. What I could do make another one of those bad boys for me. Now we're cooking. Hey, we have another 13. And did you make my Infinity Catalyst? Are you done? You did. Good job. Good job. That's cool. That is cool. All right, let's make another one then, because we should have enough. All right, we'll see how well things behave. They should be pretty good. My only concern, like I said, is the stew. The stew might be a little bit of a problem, but we'll find out. I'll let you guys know if it gets stuck, okay? Hey, look at that. Another Infinity Ingot. Nice. And can we make a 4th? Missing a few balloon singularities, but not bad. We're really getting quite close to being okay in terms of balloon singularities. We really are. We're getting there. Yeah, give it a few minutes. We'll be back. All right, now this one's going to have to make a bunch of stuff. Then, now we're going to get to this is the danger zone right here. Because we have 2 Ultimate Stew available. We need to craft 9. And 11 Cosmic Meatballs. And you can see all the food and stuff. So, 10 to 1, this doesn't work right. It might. We'll see. I have no idea. Probably going to do a bunch of these first. That's fine. My only hope is that the stew, because the neutronium nugget goes in last, it will have filled up the ones that it prioritizes for neutronium nuggets. And we'll just have to see if my theory is right. It might work. It might work. How many of those endless pearls do we need? A few more. 5 more? Scheduled 5? That's cool. I'm actually pretty proud of this audit. All the stuff that we did in this series has been pretty cool, I think. My opinion. A little biased, maybe. But, like, it is working. You have to give it that. It's working really well, actually. Now what's up? Are you waiting for stew components or what? You may be. You may be waiting for stew components. Meatballs say scheduled. I wonder if the meatballs are locked again. I feel like the meatballs keep locking up me. I don't love that. Yeah, see, that shouldn't be the case. You should get unlocked. I mean, you're clearly doing a redstone pulse, right? You're connected, yes? You're getting pulsed here, right? Yeah. So it's like the very first one needs a helping hand. Hey, you know what? I think Stew's working. I'm shocked to say it, but I actually think Stew is working. Because Neutronium's the last one to go in, it fills everything else first. And that's cool. I think the order of operations is what's important for this. And like I said, because Neutronium goes in last with Cosmic Stew, the ones up here that have the higher priority are already full, and the Neutronium can't go into them, so it goes into the correct spot. That's actually kind of nice. That's actually kind of cool. So our automation actually is pretty solid. I think we're in a good place, really. I think it's very solid. Not too shabby. I'm gonna watch it. I'll tell you if it gets stuck, okay? Dudes, it worked. Look at that. Nice. And now we're only missing 3 balloons. So we've actually got it kind of close to the point where it's almost done making enough balloon singularities to make the next batch. So you're XP jelly babies. Jelly babies might be our next problem. Nitros are a little bit low as well. What I have to do now is keep an eye on these guys and figure out which ones are not keeping up, right? So Jelly Baby is a good example of one that's not keeping up. For sure. For sure. Because you do need a lot of Jelly Baby XP, right? Yeah. How are we from mob souls? I'm assuming you're going in here, right? Oh, we're at 0. We're at 0. Where's my mob soul? Which one of you guys is mob soul? Bottom right? You're going to be a little tight, too. What I'm going to say is, as it sits right now... we're choking more on jelly babies than we are mob souls. So we could always set up a second dark room, right? Not for nothing. And we could also tick accelerate this thing. That's an option. In this episode, Direwolf 20 tick accelerates all the things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to load the tick accelerator here. think it's still gonna sometimes kill them, and then sometimes jelly baby them. And the jelly baby should be pretty fast too. Look at it go! Look at it go! It is kind of neat to watch all the insane particle action happening. Alright, that should be helping out with jelly babies. Oh wow, we're at 28 already? Was I really low on those? I feel like I was a lot lower on those. Oh yeah, no, we're cruising now. And we only need 12 of those. See, that's a reasonable number. Balloons, a little bit crazy. Jelly babies, not so bad. Alright, lots of crafting. This is like almost entirely from scratch. But it should work. I'll be back if it doesn't. You know what it might be? It might be the Infinity Catalyst isn't triggering the orange signal. Which one of those guys did I make the high priority? One of these, wasn't it? What was it? The one of these? This is the low priority, yes, with Infinity Catalyst. And then you're sensing... Oh, you know what it is? Because the board fills up entirely, it's not fast enough to sense. So let's lower this number down. And then if we threw one more crafter up top, that would make it require a button press for the craft to occur. And that'll solve the it's getting stuck over here thing. Because it's working perfectly with the food for the cosmic meatballs, but what's gumming up is when the infinity thing was crafting, it would fill up the entire board and then immediately start crafting before the sensor had a chance to trigger and recognize that the item was in there and send a redstone signal to the crafter. Partially because it was only triggering once every second, but also because it would auto-craft. So by adding just another kinetic dude or another crafter up here, that should solve that problem. It should now wait for the redstone signal before it crafts, which will guarantee that the crafter gets a redstone signal, opening it up for the next batch of cosmic meatballs. Cool? So I'm pretty sure the next thing that's going to run is going to be the... Yep, there it is. Perfect. And then we've got the infinity. And now we can validate that we're still good. Still waiting on one more balloon. See, we're getting close. We're getting close. We're almost crafting balloons fast enough. It takes so long to make the Infinity Ingot that we're almost making balloons fast enough. Which is kind of funny. Kind of funny. And then we're going to have to figure out what else we're slow on. But I think this is probably going to be the last episode of the season, of the series. Because at this point, it's what I've been doing all episode. It's just waiting for more Infinity Ingots to craft. Like, that's all there is left to do. Right? There's nothing else to automate. There's nothing else to set up. I know people don't like it when I don't quote-unquote finish a series. I get a lot of comments that I didn't finish the series. But, like, let's be honest. There's not much left to do in terms of automation and content. It's just I didn't craft every single item. I like, I'm trying to keep a focus on what's fun and entertaining for you guys to watch. And I think this episode may be starting to show that at this point there's not much else to see, right? It's just minor tweaks to existing systems. Me going through the motions of crafting the boots and all that stuff, I don't think you guys need to see that. Like, you saw the automation, you saw how it all sets up. Use your imagination. Pretend that I sat here for 10 more episodes doing this. And see, yeah, look, it totally fixed the meatballs. Yeah, pretend I sat here for 10 more episodes just doing this. If you're upset that I'm not finishing the series or quote-unquote finishing all the quests in the quest book, just pretend that's what happened. Yeah, I do want to make the tablet, though, just to say that I did one of them. So I'm going to craft the remaining 3 Infinity Ingots off camera, and we'll come back to make the tablet. I'm also going to prep all the other ingredients, just so we can wrap it up proper. All right, you know what? I'm going to say it. Everything's going really smoothly. I did have to whip up a quick little HDPE sheet contraption because I never made them. I never needed them. And they're required for the final components here. I've got 7 of the 8 Infinity Ingots. But I think I've got everything else I need. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. And a transmutation table. I just grabbed a stack of everything because I thought that would be enough. I mean, we've got it all, right? The only thing we're short on is the Infinity Ingots, which I'm making my 8th one as we speak. And like I said, running very smoothly. We have a couple more singularities to handle, a couple more... Looks like it's doing a batch of cosmic stew right now. Look at it go. I gotta say, it's such a sense of like, so cool when you get something so well automated. Everything's just running smoothly. All the automations that you spent, 10 or 15 episodes, when it comes together, it's really nice to watch. What can I say? Infinity Catalyst, here we go. Alright, Infinity Ingot complete. Let's get the rest of these things. Let's go stick it in here, and let's get ready to make our transmutation tablet. Not enough materials missing, the nitro crystals. You know what, I did ask for them, but I didn't pull them out of the thing yet. Now we're cool. Okay. Now, let's do it. Boom! It's go time. Dun 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 dun! Transmutation on the go! Quest reward for Project E. How's it going? Now, Arcane, portable transmutation now with built-in crafting functionality. Ooh, that's kind of cool. It doesn't look that hard to make. I mean, it wouldn't be that bad of an idea, right? So if I wanted to make that, I would just need 4 of these. And then we could upgrade you. Philosopher's Stone. Arcane Transmutation Tablet. Oh! What is this coolness? What is this coolness? Oh. Goodness, look at these buttons. Look at these buttons. This is cool. Learn, unlearn. That's neat. So it's literally a built-in crafter. That is super cool, actually, if you think about it, right? So, like, say I wanted a furnace, right? I don't know if I know furnaces. I do, but let's say I didn't, right? I could do that, and I could craft furnaces. That's cool. Oh my goodness, it made 64 of them go in there. Alright, I'm not quite sure how things work, but you get the idea. That's cool. That's neat. I like it. That's cool. Is that everything then for the Project E chapter? Well, except for the armors. But I'm going to call that it. I'm going to wrap it up. So, for now, Devil20 signing off on the Stoneblock3 series. We are all done. I'm wrapping it up here. I'm not going to spend 10 more episodes making Infinity Ingots. But this was a fun pack. You know, I really enjoyed Stoneblock 2. I think Stoneblock3 lived up to the hype. I think it was a fun pack. It's 100% what it's meant to be, which is, Project-y-ish and living in the caves and branching out, and I really liked the create start. So overall, very much a fan of the pack. Hope you guys enjoyed watching it. For now, Devil20 signing off. Take it easy.